Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Flatbroke Outdoors. This is the Lone Star edition because we're in Texas. If y'all been following my channel for very long, you know that normally I'm in Arkansas, but since it's wintertime in Arkansas, I came to Texas. I am at Goose Island State Park, if you've ever heard of that. If you have not heard of it, look it up on the map. It is right down by the Gulf of Mexico. I think the water that's just over from where I'm at is actually Aransas Bay, maybe. I don't know. I'm not real familiar with the area, but this particular little part of Texas, there's not very many places for people to camp like I like to camp. There's plenty of places if you got a motorhome or a travel trailer, or if you're living the van life. As a matter of fact, this park that I'm in, there's a lot of those kind of people here. They're everywhere. But this was actually the one and only spot I found that felt secluded. Kind of my own little space. And there's trees and grass and probably Sam squinches and rattlesnakes. Who knows? Fire ants. Texas got all kind of stuff slithering around that'll bite you. But anyway, this is where we're going to spend the next couple of days. I don't have hardly any of my normal camping stuff. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I've got just a ton of camping stuff. But I don't have much with me this time because I didn't plan on being here doing this kind of camping. I'm on an extended glamping trip with my wife in the motorhome, but she's happy right where she's at. So I thought I'm going to branch off and go over to Goose Island and do some camping of my own style. So here we are. So if y'all give me a few minutes and I'll set up what little bit of stuff I have, and we're going to have us a good time. Hey everybody, welcome back. I kind of got everything set up as good as it's going to get. So there's my table set up with my Blackstone griddle with the side burner. If y'all been keeping up with my channel, you saw my last video, and I told you that I'd only had that Blackstone for a short few weeks, but I was going to try to cook everything I ate for the next month on the Blackstone. And so far I have. I've been able to do that. So anyway, that's the only, that and my Fire Maple X2 cooking system's the only cooking stuff I have with me. As a matter of fact, as I was unloading all the stuff, I noticed I don't have one plate. I did not bring any plates. I do keep a long-handled spork and spoon in my backpack, and I've got a couple of spatulas, but I didn't bring any plates. But we're not going to let that slow us down. We're going to make do as best we can. Anyway, there's that. And then when we pan around here, you can see my gas fire pit there to the left. I don't have any wood, but I do have that gas fire pit and what I think is going to be plenty of propane. And then the tent in the background, if y'all been watching my channel any length of time, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 videos back, you saw that one for the first time. That's the best $25 or $30 you can spend at Walmart on a Ozark Trail tent. Anyway, and then around here we do have a water spigot. So we do have fresh water there for doing dishes and whatever we need. But anyway, that's kind of all I have for now. There's something I want to show y'all about that fire pit, or not fire pit, but that Blackstone. And I'll show you that now. All right, guys, I researched these things for quite some time on YouTube just to see what the ins and outs were going to be about them. And what I discovered that people were complaining about were a few things. One of the things they were complaining about was this hinge. I don't know if y'all can see this hinge very well, but it's just, there's a hinge on one side and it's a locking hinge. So I'm assuming, or from gathering, what they said, they were complaining about that hinge, like they can't just reach up and pull it down. Well, you kind of have to be smarter than the grill. You just reach over with your finger and unlock it and close the lid. It's not that difficult. So there's that. So the next thing is, when you buy this thing, it comes, the regulator that screws in here is mounted underneath this grill plate. And honestly, the grill plate is very simple. There's a spring-loaded knob underneath the grill, and you just push up on that knob, turn it, and that releases the grill. You take it off, and there's your regulator. And several of the people that I watched said once they had such a fit getting the grill plate back on, they said they were never going to put that regulator back under there. Well, it makes it super simple to take this off and wash it if you don't let the equipment beat you. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna bring y'all a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about here, if I can. If I can keep the sun out of your eyes and mine. Now, let me see. Okay, y'all. So right there is a little spring clip. There's a little slot cut in the grill. It's right here, and the little clip runs under there. So all you have to do is lift it up just a little bit, push up on the knob, and turn it, and it lifts right off. It's a super simple exercise. There's nothing to it. Let me back. You can see the regulator is mounted right about there. So there's nothing hard about it. Let me back y'all up just a skosh here. There's nothing hard about taking that on and off. I'm not sure what the major problem is with, everybody's different, but this is, it's kindergarten stuff. It's nothing hard about it at all. And then once you get it off, you just screw it on. And that's it, And putting the grill plate back on is about as simple as it gets. There's 2 slots cut in right there. So when you put your grill on here, you just align it with those slots. So it might be a little easier without the sun in your eyes, but it's definitely not rocket science. And then you just tip it back up, turn the little spring clip, and you're done. There's absolutely nothing hard about that. I hope that I was able to, let me take this off of here right quick. So I really want to make it plain to people because, I'm really fond of this grill and I would like everybody to have one. So now you can see the little spring clip right there. There is nothing to that thing. You just push up on the little knob on the bottom and twist it, and it goes right out the slot. So don't let other people's reviews of things keep you from buying something. There's nothing hard about this grill at all. And I have cooked, I think I've had it about just over 3 weeks now, and I have cooked every meal I've eaten for 3 weeks on this grill, and it has been fantastic. It's super easy to clean. I couldn't ask for anything more, I don't think, out of something that, honestly, it doesn't cost very much. It's super simple. And speaking of super simple, it's about time to get some supper started since lunch came and went without us. So I think I'm going to do that. And we have a choice of, we're either going to have hamburgers and Mexican beans, or Mexican baked beans, or pork chops and Mexican beans, or Mexican baked beans. So it's going to be one or the other, whichever one, but we're going to be eating it without a plate. You can believe that. But anyway, I'll get back with y'all in just a little bit. Okay, so the winner of the coin toss was the pork chops and the borracho beans made with Shiner box. So they got a little beer in them. So we won't let that slow us down any. But anyway, that's the beans we're going to have with this meal. I'm going to cook these beans right on that grill. also, when those pork chops get a lot closer to done, I'm just going to put the beans right on the old grill, and that's how we're going to do that. This is going to be just a big lesson in learning to do without. I always carry this can opener in my pocket. I used to carry the P38s, which is this but a smaller version, military deal, and I've been carrying one of those since I think my dad gave me my first one when I was about 7 years old, and I've carried one in my pocket ever since. They do eventually wear out. They get to where they won't cut. Now my hands are so stoved up that I have to use the bigger one. I can't keep my grip on the little ones anymore. But anyway, we got our beans ready to go. We got our pork chops over here, and they don't usually take very long to cook. And then I'm assuming, I guess all I can do is stack up some, because you can't cut anything on this. It's got a non-stick surface, so everything you use has to be plastic. And also, one thing I have noticed is, I always generally use coarse Himalayan pink salt, and that has put a few scratches in it. So if you're using the big coarse salt, be careful with this because it will scratch it for sure. But anyway, so that's kind of how I'm working. And normally if I didn't have something to cook the beans in, I would just put the can on the burner and heat them up in there. But the cans nowadays have some type of liner on the inside. It's just not the food next to the steel can. There's a liner in there, and I don't know for sure, but I would assume that liner would get warm. And I'm trying to cut back on the chemicals and not add more chemicals to my food. So I'm just going to dump them straight on that grill here in a little bit, and we'll see how it works. Hey y'all, welcome back. What I ended up doing was I pulled the meat off, put it on a paper towel, cut it up, put it back on, and then added the beans right to the grill. And they're not thick. They're very soupy bean and appear to be full of jalapenos and something else. I didn't really read the ingredients on the can. I just saw that it's something I've never had. I mean, I've had plenty of beans, obviously, but never had this particular kind. I'm kind of fond of jalapenos and other kinds of peppers, so how could I go wrong? But anyway, that's where we're at now. Hey everybody, welcome back. What I ended up doing was finishing that stuff off on the grill like I was doing when I showed you, and then just put it into my coffee cup, which is working out good. We'll see how sausage, eggs, and hash browns go in the coffee cup in the morning. But anyway, I'm gonna get this food eaten. Sit here by this fire. The sun's kind of gone down pretty good now, and it is getting pretty cold. It's supposed to get down in the 30s tonight, and that little tent I have is definitely not a fourth season tent. So I'm going to get this eaten. I'll get back with y'all in just a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Supper went just fine. It tasted good and stayed warm inside that coffee cup. That Ryan from over at Dish Outdoors, he makes those road burritos when he leaves his camp and slides them into a coffee cup to keep them warm. It worked for me this time. Anyway, I put a pot of coffee on over here, or a pot of water anyway, and got me a pour over made up there. I just want to show y'all kind of the rest of the camp. I kind of went through it pretty quick this morning. So there's my tent set up. It's kind of back in just a little cove, a little windbreak there. That tent definitely needs a windbreak, just because the whole top of it's mesh. That's more of a summertime tent, to be sure. You can see underneath that rain fly, it's all mesh, so the wind's just going to be piling through there. And it's going to be in the mid 30s tonight, but I do have a 0-degree sleeping bag and a poncho liner sleeping bag. So anyway, this little trail here leads over to the neighbor's camp. So it's I don't really need a trail there. What I need is a gate to keep people from coming over here. But anyway, so plenty of, I don't know, I wouldn't call it woods. It's so thick, man. I don't know if a rabbit can get through this stuff or not. But anyway, it kind of opens up to a little bit of a field there, which it ain't much. And just on the other side of that is a dump station for the people who bring RVs back here. So I am like right next to the pavement road that comes through this park. So a lot of vehicle traffic through here for sure. And then that little bit of woods right there. I'm sure there's critters around here that'll get into your garbage, but hopefully we won't have that problem. I'll be sure and lock everything that's edible by creatures, lock it away. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I'm going to, when it gets a little bit darker, I'll turn that fire back on and sit around the fire for a while. But at least the wind calmed down. When I first got here, it was super windy. I think I had mentioned in the beginning of the video, not even a mile from where I'm at, is where the water is. So I might go over there in the morning and see if we can't catch a sunrise, quite possibly. Maybe we can. We'll give it a shot anyway. I'm sure there's a beautiful sunset over there right now. I wish I was over there, but I'm not. I'm here. But anyway, I'm going to drink my coffee and I'll let y'all get back to doing what you were doing, and I'll catch up with y'all probably in the morning. Good morning, campers. I tell y'all what, it is, I don't know, it's probably a little after 6 in the morning. It ain't, the camera makes it look like there's a lot of daylight here, but it ain't daylight yet. But this is about the one busiest campground I've ever been in my life. Traffic running around here. My neighbors are just through that little trail over there I showed y'all yesterday, but I could hear them on up into the night. And then at some point, some kind of boat, we're real close to the water here. Some kind of boat, man. I don't know if it was a barge or what, but it was, the engines on that thing, it was like trying to sleep beside a semi-truck at full throttle. That was so loud. Just ridiculous. And then I got up this morning about 4, and I slipped my boots on and stepped out to use the bathroom. And there was a burr in my shoe. I thought a doggone scorpion done got me. I was tap dancing around over there on one foot, trying to get that shoe off. It ended up just being a little cuckleburr of some kind. But anyway, it was funny. Glad I didn't have the camera rolling at that time. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. I woke up, I got my air mattress in there. I don't know if y'all watched the video where I did a review on a truck bed air mattress. Well, I brought that with me, and I aired it up yesterday afternoon, and when I went to bed, it was fine. I woke up, I was flat on the ground. I didn't have the stopper pushed in all the way, and I guess somewhere through the night, it separated from the air that I had in it. But anyway, that was a little uncomfortable. But yep, I have determined that this campground ain't my kind of camping. It's just too many folks in here. So I got to figure something out. I might have to head up into East Texas or Middle Texas somewhere to find woods and fresh water and not so many people. I don't remember exactly how many camp spots are within this ground. And then when you go over to the actual coastline, there's a lot of camp, but they're right on top of each other, worse than a trailer park. They're just like camping in a homeless encampment over there. There's some sweet rigs over there. Of course, there's some of everything. There's everything from people sleeping in their cars to, I saw one rig, I would assume it's probably close to $1 million rig. It was really nice. I don't think it was made in America. It was like a big earth roamer type of thing, but not one of them. But anyway, so I mean, this might be for some people. It's just not what I'm used to. I mean, I guess if I had to live in this area, I could get used to it, but I don't know. It just ain't for me. It got pretty cold last night. I had a coffee cup over there with a little bit of coffee left in it, and it froze. When I finally looked at my temperature thing on my phone a little bit ago, it was 35 degrees with a feels like of 28. So it's chilly, a lot cooler than what it's been. You know, I've been here for quite a while. Not in this spot, but I mean, I've been in this part of Texas for a little bit, and it's been in the high 70s and 80s the entire time I've been here. It's been just, you know, shorts and t-shirt weather. It's been just beautiful. But I know it's cold here. The rest of America is freezing most nearly. And we get a little more, excuse me, get a little more daylight. I've got some hash browns. We'll do some hash browns with onions and peppers and maybe a little Spam and a little turkey sausage. And I got some eggs too. We'll throw some eggs in that mix. But you know, the Tooth Fairy nor Santa Claus, either one brought me any plates last night. So I'll be eating out of my coffee cup again today. I should have brought some tortillas or something. I could make me some breakfast burritos, but I didn't think that far in advance either. Hey everybody, welcome back. What we got going on here is some diced potatoes with orange and green bell peppers, some turkey sausage, and some ham. Had some ham in my refrigerator that I need to cook up, so that's what I'm doing. So we're getting that all did up nicely. My spray oil and coconut. I like to cook with coconut oil. Hopefully y'all can see that. But anyway, it's frozen in a can. It won't dispense. So luckily I had some butter, and it's actually healthy butter. It's lactose free, palm oil free, and non-GMO. So it's probably not butter at all, but it is a healthier version for sure. So anyway, we got all this cooking up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this sausage up like I did that ham, and then mix it with the potatoes, and then crack an egg in there. And then on the top, we are going to do some hot honey cheese. Can y'all see that? Anyway, we're going to put some of that on there. I have not had the hot honey cheese, but it would appear to me that it would go good in a breakfast scramble. So that's what we're going to do here. So, you know, when you're eating out of a coffee cup, you have to make things small where they'll fit in there. Hey everybody, breakfast was great, but that's over now and dishes are done, or the dish is done, the coffee cup and the spoon. But let me pan y'all around over here. This particular site I'm at does not have electricity, and I do not have a generator with me. So, but what I do have is my foldable solar panels. Now that is a 160 watt panel that I got on, I think it was on a Cyber Monday sale for $99. You know, that's about unheard of, a 160 watt panel for $99. And it's bringing in right about 100 watts sitting there, charging that power station. I've got two power stations with me. I've got one running my refrigerator, and then I use that one to charge my phone, cameras, run my CPAP machine, and it was down to about 16% when I got up this morning. For whatever reason, these power stations, they don't care much for cold weather, so you're not going to get as much staying power out of the batteries you would like when it's cold. Like any other kind of battery, when it's cold, they don't like it. But anyway, and I do have another 160 watt panel that EcoFlow sent me, and I have that with me also to charge the other power station. But the one that's connected to the refrigerator, it really didn't run much to speak of because it was cold enough last night. The refrigerator just didn't run, so it still has quite a bit of power left. But that one, if I plan on using it tonight, I need to charge it up. So that panel should make pretty quick work out of it. And I could connect both panels to it if I wanted to and speed up the process, but I'm not in any hurry. I won't need it again until bedtime, so it's going to do the job it needs to do. But I was really surprised. It's the second time I've used that panel, and it works great. Sometimes you have to question when you can buy one so cheap whether or not it's going to be a decent one or do what they say it'll do. But that it does have kickstands on the back that each little panel, that's 4 panels kind of put together, and they fold up, make a little suitcase. But the little kickstands in the back, they snap out, or excuse me, when you close it, they just snap down, and then you just pull them out, and works like a kickstand. So it works really well, and it's not super heavy, but so far so good. Seems to be a really good panel, so I'm glad I brought that with me. But other than that, not much going on. If I run onto something exciting, I'll let y'all know. Hey y'all, welcome back. You have made it back just in time for lunch. I've got some burgers grilling up here with a little bit of well, here's what I got going on. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this, but it is definitely worth checking out. It's made right here in Texas, but I know it's on Amazon and different places, so it's got a great jalapeno flavor, not super hot, just it's got a little bit of sweet and a little bit of heat, just good stuff. But anyway, I got that, and then some more of that hot honey cheese that I put in my breakfast this morning. I had 4 hamburgers in there. Obviously, I'm not going to eat all 4 at once, but they needed to be cooked, so so I got them all on here. But I'm just waiting on the cheese to melt. The sun has been absent for quite some time, so it's still pretty chilly out. I'm struggling to get solar to amount to much of anything. I mean, I'm still getting some, but it's going to be an all-day affair getting that if the sun doesn't come back out. If the sun comes back out, I'll be in good shape. But with it being cloudy like this, not getting not a lot of watts. So, like I said, it's going to be an all-day affair getting that thing charged up, but it will get there. Haven't been up to anything really, just watching vehicles come and go all morning. Lots of people coming into camp, lots of people leaving camp. This is a very busy campground. A lot of people trying to get in here. When I went online and made my reservation, it took, several days to get this spot, because this is the one I wanted, because it's the most secluded. And it's not secluded, but it looks secluded when you're in here. But anyway, I am going to just finish melting this cheese, and I'm going to eat a cheeseburger and some pork rinds, I guess. But anyway, I'll get back with y'all in just a little bit. Hey, everybody, welcome back. I swear this has been the slowest day in camping history. It has been gloomy and cold all day long. There ain't nothing going on around here except a lot of traffic and folks walking by and the occasional stray house cat rolling up in there. But those house cats, I think The bad boys are feral. They ain't coming to nobody. I think they just stopped by to see what I was doing. But I am, I don't know, I think this is probably the most bored I've ever been camping. Just really ain't a whole lot to do here. I would go for a walk around this place, but I already know what's here. Just a lot of campers. A lot of people and dogs. And I could walk down to the waterfront, but then I would be leaving all my stuff behind, and I don't know the area. I don't trust leaving it all behind. So I'm just not going to do that. So what I'm probably going to do is drink this coffee and put some of this stuff that don't need to get dude on away in the rig, and I'm probably going to go watch movies. That's how bored I am. I did a little studying on some YouTube videos, but I didn't want to spend all my time out here watching YouTube, so I've only watched a couple just on some different solar things I've been thinking about, just to see how other people have gone about doing it. But other than that, not much going on. I don't know exactly what time it is. It's getting close to 5 o'clock, but I'm not even hungry. After that cheeseburger I had for lunch, I don't even feel much like eating, so I don't know if I'll cook any supper or not. Right now, I don't feel like I will. But I will drink this coffee, because it's decaf, and it's not going to keep me awake tonight. I thought about taking a nap, but I'm not really tired. I'm just, I don't know, bored. Well, I just thought I would bring y'all up to speed on what I had going on, which is absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hey everybody, welcome back. I wasn't hungry earlier, but I got that way while I was in there watching a piece of a movie, and remembered I had some hot dogs in there that wouldn't take too long to cook. So I thought I would heat them bad boys up on this grill. I don't remember the name brand of them, but they're all beef hot dogs, and I ate a few of them the other day, and man, they was really pretty good. So I got the hamburgers I cooked earlier. I got them warming up on here too. We have this little hamburger and hot dog shindig here. Yep, it's gonna be a easy meal here. Nothing extravagant on this camping trip for certain. But at least that wind finally quit. Man, when I first went in that tent, I told y'all yesterday the whole top of that thing is mesh. It's really a summertime tent. And that wind was coming in there and swirling around. Had me about to freeze up. I wasn't in the sleeping bag, I was just in there watching the movie, laying and still have my shoes on, hanging off the bed. That wind was getting all over me. But it finally stopped. Now I'm just out here chilling. I'm going to get this cooked up and then probably go back in and finish that movie and maybe watch another one. Hey, good morning, everybody. About time to get a little breakfast ginning around here. I'll tell y'all what, this camping trip has been hard on your boy. That air mattress, if y'all look back whenever I did that review on it, that was the first time I used it, and it worked really well. I was highly impressed with it, the way it slept and didn't lose air. And And after that trip, I packed it back up and haven't had it back out of the bag till I got here. I've been here 2 nights, and both nights it has lost its air somewhere in the middle of the night, and I wake up on the ground. Well, y'all, let me tell you, this ground is lumpy and hard, and old folks ain't got no business sleeping on the ground. So really what it was like was me sleeping on the ground with a cold piece of rubber under my back. And I'm not excited about that. So, needless to say, this will be the final voyage for that air mattress. It will go straight in a dumpster if I can find one anywhere in this campground. Because, I've never been a huge fan of air mattresses, but I thought, they were going to send me that one. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be a decent one. And I thought, my initial thought was it was a decent one. But somewhere along the line, it has gotten a hole in it. I thought the first night that it was just me that, that I did something wrong. I thought I didn't have the plug pushed in all the way. Well, come to find out, that wasn't, well, it might have been an issue, but it wasn't the only issue. That thing dumped me out on the ground again. So, like I said, me and that bad boy are going to part ways. You really only get an opportunity to let me down like that. One trip, and then it's all over. All over. So, anyway, I'm getting some breakfast rolling here, boys and girls. Already got coffee on. And this morning, I told y'all yesterday morning about these big boats that are running around out here with the extremely loud diesel engines in them. Well, that bad boy fired up again this morning about 4 o'clock, or maybe a little after 4. That thing was noisy. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. Maybe a little after 7 now. But the sun ain't coming out, and I don't think it's gonna come out. I think we're just dealing with it. I've been cold or chilly. I ain't been cold. I've been chilly and miserable nearly this whole trip. The sun did come out for a little bit yesterday, and it was beginning to get nice, and I was able to get some solar, but it didn't take long for that to go away. And then there was a alley cat street fight somewhere outside my tent this morning. I guess 2 of them got together, and I don't know who was on whose turf, but it wasn't working out for one of them. There were 2 cats fighting, but only one crying. So, just like any fight, there's always a winner and a loser. So, anyway, other than sleeping on the ground all night, freezing. Actually, I wasn't cold inside that tent. I got a good sleeping bag and another sleeping bag. I don't remember who the person is that, or what the company was that I got that from, but it's essentially it's a poncho liner that actually fits a poncho. Most poncho liners, or some people call them whoobies. I can't get on board with that, but a poncho liner is just like a little blanket. It never was designed to go inside a poncho, but this one actually will. It's got a built-in hood and everything, fits perfectly inside a poncho, but it also doubles as a sleeping bag. It's got a zipper and you can get in it and whatever. So I put that down inside my 0-degree sleeping bag, and you get toasty warm. You find yourself hanging half out of it in the morning because you got too warm overnight. But anyway, so I've been sleeping warm, just not comfortable. My back hurt so bad when I got up this morning. It took me 20 minutes to stand straight up, and I don't have back problems. Well, I didn't until this trip anyway. But anyway, that's enough whining. I'm gonna finish cooking the breakfast here and drinking a little coffee, and I'll talk to y'all in a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm just in the process of tearing everything down and loading up, but I wanted to show you all this. I know some people that watch my channel, they don't do a lot of camping. If they do, they don't do tent camping, that kind of stuff. But if you watch my channel, you probably watch other camping channels. And the reason why you see people put down ground sheets under a tent, or what they call a footprint, you see all this nastiness that's all over this tarp. You know, when I got here, the ground was bone dry, and it hasn't rained since I've been here. But just being in there creates moisture. And if it wasn't for me having this tarp down, all that would be stuck to the bottom of my tent. And that's just nasty. So what I'm going to do, I've got it pinned down up here on this table because the wind is so rough. But anyway, I'm going to wipe everything down with a paper towel and then fold it up nicely and put it in a bag where it ain't getting this stuff all over my rig. But anyway, I just want to show you all that. And like I said, this is about the last step I have, minus a minor cleanup throughout the camp. I actually lost a microphone somewhere this morning, somewhere in my packing up. You know, the last time I did that was when I was, the first time I ever rolled up that air mattress, I lost a microphone, and it was in the very first fold of that air mattress. I had to take it out, undo the whole thing, and that might be where my other one is when I folded that thing up. And I want to double check it because it's going straight to a dumpster when I leave here. But anyway, I just want to just quickly mention this ground sheet / footprint and let y'all know this is all real damp and just nasty. All the sand and grass is sticking to it. But anyway, I'm going to get this cleaned up and see if I can find that microphone. I'll let y'all know. All right, y'all, that's a wrap on this 2-day camping trip here in South Texas. You know, it wasn't the worst camping trip I've ever had. I think the biggest issue was I was missing 99% of what I'm used to having, like my diesel heater. You know, it got pretty cold at night, so I missed that. And that old crappy airbed let me down 2 nights in a row. So that will be going to the trash man. But all in all, for the first trip of 2025, I'd say it's hopefully it's at the bottom of the list for the way the year goes. But it's not the worst camping trip I've ever had. It's not the best one I've ever had. But anyway, it was still fun to get out, and I'm glad y'all came along with me. And I'll see y'all next time in the woods.